Hello everyone, my name's Clare Owen. I'm the project manager for the peri-operative workstream for our new ePR. And I'd just like to give you a brief video demonstration of how our peri-operative documentation works. In particular, we're going to focus on one section, which is how you would do your counts.
I would like to go into our peri-operative documentation a little bit more detail, and the section I'd like to cover today is just the counts and how we would document our counts in the peri-operative documentation. So I've entered into a patient's intraoperative docs here, and as you can see, we've got counts here and we've got final counts down here. So I'm going to go into the counts section. And as you can see, the procedure that we have here is an appendectomy, and that will have been entered into this section here. So I'm going to click this is appendectomy, and I'm going to say it's my first count. So this is the count before the procedure's actually started. And then you just go through the pages. You can see here there are 3 pages to this section. It's my first count. My counts are correct. I click onto the next page. Are there any retained swabs, packs and accounted for? It's not applicable. The surgeon's been informed of the results and they've acknowledged the fact that the count's correct. And then I'm going to say who's done it. Now, normally you would search for the people, but we don't have the people in at this point. So I'm going to put in the clinical practitioner access role. So it tells me who the scrub practitioner was and who the circulator was. I'm going to say add. So that shows me my first count. If, for example, I wanted to do a count prior to the final count, so it's a subsequent count, so it's a count maybe when we're stitching the layers up, for example. So I click on subsequent count, it's that procedure, and it's the same thing yet again. So my counts are correct, and nothing's been retained. Surgeon's informed, they've acknowledged it, and it is me and my circulator, and I'm going to add that up. Now, when I click off this segment, what you'll find is it turns green. So I've got my green tick to say that's been completed. Then I'm going to go to the final count. So this is the final count at the end of the procedure. There are 5 pages, as you can see, to this one, which looks quite long, but it's not. So we've got same thing here, appendectomy. Were my swabs correct? Yes, they were. Were there any swabs left in situ? No, there were not. Next page, were my instruments correct? Are my any other counts correct? Were my sharps correct? And who's the scrub practitioner? And who was the circulator? Now the next 2 pages, which are pages 4 and 5, all relate to if something went wrong. So did we have any items that were missing? And the next page is, do we have any incorrect counts? Now obviously if we had neither of those things, we don't have to fill that in. If I move off it, add my entry to the list box, it will always remind you if you've documented something, would you like to actually sign it? So that's my final count there. Again, click on this button, it tells me, expands that box for you. So appendectomy, who performed the counts, if there was anything wrong and any actions taken. And that is how we document counts in the peri-operative record.
So everyone, thank you for watching, and I do hope you found that helpful. If you want any further information, please do visit our ePR SharePoint site that's available through Ollie.